Hello, boys and girls, my name is Hotzelstein and welcome back to Space Age Factorio, where last time we built this first space station and today we have to make something out of it, meaning the space station for space science. So in order to achieve that, we need to produce some materials down here. We do have some, um, but we also need some other things like belts to move things around. Those need gears. Let's do them here. We can have iron in there. That should be what we need. Output. And then we also need inserters, and for now we just will stick to the basic ones. Have them here. That should be sufficient. We will probably upgrade at a later point, but let's grab a bit of iron from here. Add that in. And yeah, we probably also need a bit more foundation work. Let's grab 10 of each. Copper here. Yeah. And this will go on in the background, but in order we also need somewhere to receive the space science. And in fact, everything that we get from out of space, so we need another spaceport, this time for landing. And if we look here, I think we add it up here in this square. It's not that central, it's a bit out of the way, but does not matter. We have a good rail system, and the important part for that is basically we have one structure for unloading, for receiving, and then we have to distribute the whole thing all around. And we need this cargo landing pad, and as we only need one per planet, I will craft this by hand, but we will reuse this setup. Well, let's copy that up here. we will ignore everything on this side. Actually, we will ignore all the loading things or the unloading things, because we are not loading, unloading, we are only unloading. So we don't need that. We will, however, manage this through logistics, and we will add the the stations. We configure them as we go along, and as you can see, we already have a second set for receiving stuff here at the top, as we have for our initial spaceport, because I imagine we will need quite a few trains for picking up things, even if those trains not necessarily are always full. So for all the stations that we don't need, we set the train limit to 0. And this one will be space science pickup with K. And as we will hopefully have quite a bit of space science that we are producing, we will probably load this train with the belt. And I imagine that will be the only train that we will be loading with the belt. So let me finish that up, and then we can place the spaceport here in this square where we have a bit of excess space, because we also want to make sure that we move out the materials from the spaceport, so that the spaceport does not overflow with materials as more is received. The initial landing platform is ready. We have the unloading here prepared with a belt, and we have this a bit quirky setup here. We will need filtered inserters to only output the materials that we want. We have long-handed and we have underground, because then we can have another long-handed here with a chest there, and thereby on each tile we basically can fill in or extract 2 different items, and maybe this will become necessary. If we look at the recipe for space science, we see ice, we get that from outer space. I see carbon, we get that from outer space. And we see iron plates, we don't get that, but we get iron ore, but that means we need smelting. And for that we need electric smelters, and That's something we have not yet set up here in our factory. So let's add that. And what's probably also missing is then the chemical plants that we will need later on for fuel production. But here we need also advanced circuits and stone bricks, which means we just add 2 more stations here for the delivery, set up something to produce it, and then we should have all the materials that we need to build a fantastic space platform. Turns out we missed some more items like assembly machines, undergrounds, but for now we should be good in order to actually try to design something. Here in the orbit of Nauvis we don't need to worry about large asteroids or larger asteroids that would actually destroy our factory. So we don't need any turrets. We just want to have a continuous production going. So let's go into a corner here and add some of these. And I was thinking 3 to a side, but that does seem a bit not enough. There. Have we aligned them nicely? Okay, so now let's grab these. And have them here. And then grab these. Like so. And rotate it. Does not seem to want to work, so let's do it that way and this way. Then let's take all this . copy that and remove everything here, and then why can I move this along? Yep, that will do. Nice. That's our basic collection area. Going all around here. Nice. And then we need some crushers. We'll add them on the 4 sides in the middle. Here we will have iron or iron ore. Here we will deal with that. And then here on this side will be the third one, the carbon, which means here on the 4th side we have a mix of all 3 just for balance. And then we need the yellow inserters. They go here, and the output is filtered. Yeah, that's the wrong one. This output is filtered there and filtered there. So we can, let's actually right. Insert and output I can add at a later date, but here we have the iron ore. Let's bring that this way. splitter there. Splitter is something we are still missing in our production, so I will have to remember to add that. And let's have 4 smelters. Input, output. Nice. And then if we look at well, we have to look in here. There we see crafting speed 15 seconds. That means for a full belt or for 1 item per second we need 15 assemblers. And if we want to have a yellow output belt, we need 15 times 15. So let's have output here on the outside. And then we also need long-handed inserters here. And remove that part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. And I think I can copy this over to this side. And then basically bring this here. And now with that in place, we can see how this is being built. Insert there, and here we actually need a splitter. That one goes there. Then this one we want to bring over. This direction. Up here. Nice. Then here let's bring this on one belt. Bring this one over here. And hook it up here at the top. And then this one, of course, goes to here. So all that I need to do is fill in all this empty space so the platform can be built, hook up a few more inserters, finish the missing pieces down on Nauvis, and we should have a working production. It took a while to build up, but finally we have our platform. But I got the feeling that with only 20 connectors will not be enough to feed all these assembling machines. So let's copy the recipe in here. Set copy, yeah, that's how it goes here. And oh, looks like we actually need a bit more power, but we got our first batch of science packs off, and I have queued some research, the logistics, coverage enrichment, the thrusters, so we can actually build spaceships, and then the next level of modules. And after that we will just have to see. And this also means that down here, yes, we get the first 2 bottles out of here. We request about 200, and we'll load this onto a train, and probably we'll send the first train off before it's fully loaded, so we can actually do some research. But I think that does it for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and tune in next time when we hopefully get to do some actual research. Until then, goodbye!